Thank you for joining me today for this tutorial. We're going to learn how to enter botanical ingredients. This tutorial assumes that you have documentation from the supplier and you know what's in the item. The first thing we do is go to New and select Ingredient, and we're going to call this ingredient Rose Hips Extract. So I type that in here and hit Return. And the information that I'm going to enter will be for 100 grams. Now we enter our components. From our documentation, I know that this ingredient contains 15% vitamin C. So I'm going to enter that information. Start typing vitamin in the search bar and you will get a list of returns. The program is pre-populated with components including all of the mandatory and voluntary nutrients that are governed by the supplement facts regulations. So I select vitamin C and I'm going to enter the amount here, 15%. And the program wants to know if the component is active or inactive. Active components are those that have an intended nutritional or physiological effect, and they will be included on the formula screen and are what allow you to create a formula based on the component amount. These components can be listed on the supplement facts panel, but inactive components, like fillers or water, for example, will not be. So I enter the vitamin C as active, and then I go to the next component, which is polyphenols. Once again, I start typing in polyphenols. I select it from the list, enter 25%. And now we're going to enter flavonoids. This is a component that's not already in the program, but that's okay. You type in the word flavonoids, make sure that it's spelled correctly, and click on it. Even though it's grayed out here, you can click on it and it shows up. Enter 15%, and the next time somebody uses the program, or I use this program, flavonoids will be available. Now I'm going to show you water, which is an inactive component. Inactive components are not considered in the creation of the formula, with the exception of water. The water value is considered in the calculations of moisture on the formula screen, so it's important to enter the water value for ingredients if the data is available. Again, I type in water and select it from the list. In this case, water is 8%. The program automatically enters it as an inactive component. I can also add chemical impurities to the ingredient from here as well. The program recognizes 5 heavy metals, including arsenic, and will automatically assign them to the chemical impurities group when they are selected. In this example, I'm going to look for arsenic and enter it at 1 ppm, parts per million. The override section is used to display calories. There are no calories reported for the rose hips extract, but I'm going to enter calories and delete it just to illustrate the option. So I search for calories, enter 20, and there it is. Now I'm going to show you how to delete a component by deleting calories. It's pretty easy. I just right click on calories and select delete. Okay, click save, and there we have the basics for entering a botanical ingredient. Now I want to show you what else you can enter for this ingredient up here. Any pertinent information can be entered into notes, so I'm going to just put wildcrafted into that field. Conversions is where you enter a volume conversion, and in this case we're going to say, I know that 1 milliliter is 0.6 grams, so I'm going to enter that here. The program uses groups to simplify searching and for other organizational purposes, so I'm going to assign my ingredient to botanical extracts. Now when I search for this component, botanical extracts will be a filter option on the search screen. User added fields is where I can enter and track information that isn't already accounted for. In this example, I'm going to create an origin region field and enter India. Alternate names are searchable, so it might be especially handy to enter a name if it's spelled differently. For example, you might enter the scientific name here if you'd want to search for the ingredient in that way on the open screen. So I'm going to enter rose canina here. User code is another searchable filter and can be any combination of letters, numbers, or symbols. To keep track of your suppliers who supplied this information, you can enter that in this field here. And in this example, I'm going to select botanical supplier. This is important. You can also enter cost for your ingredient. I know that my cost is $50 per 1 kilogram, so I'm going to enter that here. Shelf life is also part of the search filters in the open screen, and you can enter a shelf life value here. In this case, I'm going to enter 10 years. Entering the scientific name in this field allows the information to be displayed on the label if desired or required. Again, I'm going to enter rose canina. Now the scientific name is not a search filter, remember, which is why I entered it also as an alternate name. The botanical source is required to be listed on the label, either associated with the name or separately. In this example, the source is flower, so I'm going to enter that here. If you know the concentration, you can set that here and it can be listed on the label if desired as well. So I'm going to enter 10:1. Over here I can look at the basic summary of what I've entered for the rose hips. And before we look at the reports, I want to look at one more screen, and that's the allergen screen. This ingredient doesn't have any known allergens, so we're not going to enter any here. I just wanted to show you where it is. And then we're going to end by looking at the report screen. Here you have a one sheet of all the information you entered for this ingredient. You can now print or share this record however you like. Thank you. Please consider looking at the other tutorials for more information.